And most of the people at that low light course were civilians. And,
I want to say all of them.
Well, all of them probably were civilians. There was a
few cops.
couple
right,
of law enforcement people there, that's for sure. A lot of EP people. I know there were some EP people there.
Correct.
But these are generally like JP and I. That's good. And I would, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I was a group, and it was just all civilians, people who like to shoot.
Yeah. So how did that come about? Like, how do you move from the EP roles that you play, you know, the media that you're doing, to now all of a sudden you're at this range weekend where people are paying to be there and get this knowledge transfer?
It's who you know.
Yeah. So we have a lot of contacts in the industry, both in the firearms industry, the instructional industry. Believe it or not, California is like huge with firearms.
It's chock full of people.
It's ginormous. It's just we're hidden.
It's quiet.
It's quiet for obvious reasons.
Hidden in plain sight because it's strictest laws, but the most 2A
product sales,
companies.
I don't understand it.
It's. I mean, out of control might be one way to explain it. I just don't think the general public has any fucking clue exactly how big it is, and the noise that when the noise gets created on the anti 2A side of things, and anything that comes along with that, all that does is encourages that community to just get stronger, do more things, come together at a higher level. I think it creates a little bit of tension in the community. We can talk about that, but it's massive here in California, and there's a lot of trash talk like across the airwaves, you know, from like other states. Well, they should just move out of that fucking state, you know, like you're not a patriot if you stay there, just let it all fall off into the ocean. I think that's one of the most ignorant things I read or I see in social media. People don't have any clue like what that means.
What the problem with that is if you let it fall off the country, it's going to eventually, it's like a cancer. It's going to eventually reach the other states too.
Yeah,
if you
there's
allow it to
so
happen.
many things wrong with that kind of a statement.
It's
100% affecting us here in Nevada.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
so
Look, and I hear that. Like people that are moving to Nevada are not moving here because they like the politics and the violation of their Second Amendment right in California. Right, so
stop.
Why are we here? Because we can't do the kind of stuff. We don't have access to it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get political, but if you guys do end up moving from California over here, just vote the way you vote in California.
You're not talking to me.
Yeah, you ain't talking to me either.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're affecting me.
I mean, I hear that statement. Like, it's not that we're not voting. It's not that we're not turning out and voting. I think there's a lot of reasons why it continues to be the way it is, and I'm not sure voting changes that. I'm going to be real honest about that.
That's also
right. I'm not sure voting changes that. So that argument kind of flies out the window. Cool.
I'm going to bring us back on topic because we're getting a little political.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it is relevant. It is relevant. But
so let's go back to the coming together.
Yeah.
The connections in the industry.
So this gentleman by the name of Tony, he's the one that put on the California Range Week. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate it. So he's one of the managers. He's a manager there, right? At Burrow. At Burrow, Burrow Canyon.
At the shooting range.
At the shooting range, the huge shooting range out there. Yeah, right. He's gonna pummel you, bro. Anyway,
you're gonna choke him out.
He's gonna pummel.
He's gonna choke out everybody.
He also rolls jits. That's why.
Yeah. If you're hearing this, Tony, choke him out. Anyway, he invited us. He'd been a friend of mine for a long time now. We had trained together for years. We had a lot of the same common backgrounds, a lot of the same stuff that we like. And he goes, "Hey, I know you're an instructor, and I know the guys at Triple Feet are instructors too, but you guys have never actually like put on a course. You guys teach all the time as Triple Feet." Yeah, correct. So we like Gerry teaches, Luis teaches, B-Dub teaches, but you guys have never come together as Triple Feed and taught. Like, would you guys be interested in doing that? And I go, is there a market for that for us? Like for Triple Feed, is there really a market? And B-Dub had asked us, like, people want to train with us. I'm like, they want to train with you by yourself. They want to train with you. They want to train with me. But maybe if we combine our forces together, we're like Captain Planet or something. I don't know. And we said, okay, sure. Well, what do you want us to teach? What do you want to teach? I go, I love low light, and I don't see it trained that often. It's like one of the less trained things is low light, and specifically handheld flashlights. And that's something that I, as an EP agent, use all the time, that these guys use as EP agents all the time, because we can't go around flashing with your, your weapon mounted light. We'll get into that some other time.
Well, let's be honest. Bad shit happens at night.
Yeah.
And the ability to train at night, like live fire with your weapon lights, unless you have access to a private range, right? And particularly in a place like California, or you have access to, say, like El Burro because somebody's running some kind of a course out there, it's tough to do. Not that you can't practice, dry fire or whatever, but it isn't the same. And you're not getting instruction on it because instructors don't necessarily have access to facilities where they can coach or teach it. So again, it's undertrained,
yep.
Right? And I think it's misunderstood. At least I was very misunderstood on a lot of the technique and a lot of some of the fundamentals that go into it.
So I'm gonna backtrack on what you said, and it's not to correct you, but I am gonna correct you. Flashlight or low light is not meant for just the dark. I mean, not meant for just nighttime. It's meant for the dark. So you could, and I'll give you an example. And this is like one of those Black Hawk Down movie scenes where he goes, I'm not going to take my nods. We're only going to be out there for a little bit. I don't need my back plates. I'm not running backwards. Cops are notorious for going.
So beat up. What's the darkest place you've been?
A basement in Afghanistan at noon.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'm gonna caveat to that. I'm gonna add one. One of the darkest places I've ever been to was in a warehouse in South Central during my daytime shift. I walk in, all the lights are off. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm only going to carry a flashlight during nighttime. When I go out at nighttime, I'm like, what if the lights go out? What if you have to enter a room that's dark? What if you how are you going to bring out your phone?
I feel you, Gerry. And while it is dark outside right now, I will tell you, my flashlight's on me right now.
Yeah.
So so I feel you.
Yeah. But anyway, we're kind of sidetracking here. But yeah, we got offered. We said, we came together. We said, yeah, let's teach a low light course. We're very proficient at that specific subject. And there was a need for it. People said, yeah, we'll sign up for it. And that's how we came to fruition, I guess.
I literally was looking for a course that does handheld lights because nobody does that. And then I asked you, and you were like, handheld. I was like, dude, fuck yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. I don't see anybody in the area.
It does happen, but it's like a niche thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare that you see just it has to be a handheld flashlight course. Usually it's you use whatever light you want. You use your weapon mounted light, you use your handheld light.
Well, the technology, the innovation, and the products out there, I think, is probably driving people I have a light. It's on the end of my pistol. It's on the end of my rifle. So I have a light, not understanding because they haven't trained. They haven't trained in an environment where they've had to manipulate that thing or actually use it, and they don't understand both the advantages and the limitations or what it's actually there to be doing in the first place. And I don't know if we need to get into all that. You should go take a low light, no light course from Triple Feed to understand all this stuff. But the bottom line is I think it's misunderstood. People just aren't aware. And again, a lot of that awareness obviously comes in training. And if there's not these trainings being offered or people don't know, then they're not going to know. You don't know what you don't know. It's unconscious incompetence, right?
Agreed.
Yeah, the whole conducting low light or no light training is kind of synonymous with long range. The logistics of
how do you do it?
Where do you find a 500 meter range? Right. Where do you find a 1,000 meter range? Where do you find a range that's going to let you train in the middle of the night? Right. Or where do you find an indoor range that's going to allow you to go in there and shut the lights off?
Right.
That is so rare,
so
stupid rare.
So your connections, right, and your relationships allow you guys to be able to offer this. And in this particular case, and you were offered this opportunity, and I mean, what's your takeaway from it? I mean, you guys went through this because I'm going to turn it over to JP here and have him talk through it. But what was your takeaway from it? What did you get from it? What did you learn from it? Did you like it? Was it cool? Was it not cool?
We've done it lots of times, so it's a passion of ours. We love that student interaction. We love teaching something that nobody knows. And JP, correct me if I'm wrong. We showed quite stuff that nobody ever saw in their life or would have seen. Hopefully.
Yeah. At least half of it was shit I've never been put through before or even thought of.
And that stuff, I love it. It's a passion of mine. So I had a great experience from it. It was It's fun. I love that stuff.
We've been talking about training for so long that it was kind of one of those things like, oh, finally, we get the name out there, you know? Because like, where do you start with training with the market so saturated across the nation? It's insane. So, and then we go, of course, back to the California thing. There's like more shooting schools in California than it seems anywhere else. So
and not to say that what Luis said was wrong. It's not that we're reinventing the wheel with some of this training. You said you've never seen it. And it's not because we invented this. It's not. It's just that it's not commonly taught. Mm-hmm. Or if it is, it's like a select few, like law enforcement, military.
Let's go there.
Or it's maybe like, you know, there might be a low light course in, you know, whatever state or whatever city, and that's it.
It's not accessible.
And it's not accessible. So
yeah, the logistics again
it's just that. So we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just offering it, and we know it. So
we've been through it. So we're just showing people what we've been through.
Yep.